Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has pledged to prevent further attacks on villages and ensure the safety of innocent civilians. Governor Oborevwori made this comment after a meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa, where he provided an update on the situation in Delta State. Highlighting the previously peaceful environment in the state, Governor Oborevwori stressed the ongoing efforts to maintain peace and security despite the disturbing events. But when questioned about casualty levels and the perspective of the Okuama community, Governor Oborevwori mentioned that the community appeared deserted and did not provide further details. He indicated reliance on military briefings for information.
The two communities in question, they have been having issue for years, and last month on the 7th of February, they were invited by the state government, where the two communities, the members representing those two local governments, the council chairman, and the leaders of those communities. And they agreed to work together, and they signed peace accord. We both condemn the killing of the officers and the soldiers, because they are there on peace mission. And what is happening now is something that we did not bargain for. But we want to assure everybody that there will be no more attack on the villages. If there's anyone that has happened in the past, there will be no attack. But we know that those who are culpable will be brought to book. But innocent citizens will not be attacked. Yesterday, I was in that local government. I was in Bomadi yesterday for a security meeting to get full details and briefing. So some of those issues are security issues that you can't say publicly. That's the truth. And we're managing the situation. So the issue of whether a place has been burned down or people have been killed, it has happened. But the way forward, what is the way forward? The way forward are two ways. The people that have been killed, the officers and soldiers, we must see how we can find succor for this family and all, and giving a befitting burial. And also the community, anything that has happened in the community in the past will not happen again.
But in the meantime, there is relative peace in the state with a prompt response of the Nigerian police force in Delta State, maintaining law and order in the troubled Niger Delta region. Joining us now on the show as we take a look at the continuous maintenance of law and order in Delta State amid the killing of 16 Nigerian soldiers is the Delta State Commissioner of Police, Olufemi Abaniwonda. Good morning, Commissioner of Police, Olufemi Abaniwonda. Thank you for joining us on the morning show.
Good morning, Doctor, and thank you for having me.
Well, Commissioner of Police, Delta State. Well, the crisis in Delta State. We've been hearing stories from the military side. The police, saddled with the responsibility to maintain law and order, protect lives and property, has been significantly absent. Although we're being told that the police is also making some efforts, but you are not part of the narrative. But I go back to your name, Abaniwonda, very significant Yoruba name. Abaniwonda, iro àwọn olè pòkúta, èrò ibi tí wọ́n rò, pàbó ló já sí fún wọn. That's King Sunny Ade, as you probably know. So is anybody plotting against the Nigeria police in Delta State? Why is it that the Nigerian police that has the primary responsibility is not part of the narrative? Can we listen to your part of the story?
Good morning again, Doctor. Yes, please, Doctor, can I come on, please?
Yes, please go ahead.
Good morning, Doctor. Section 4 of the Constitution and the Police Act states clearly the duties of the Nigerian police force, prevention of protection of civilians, apprehension of offenders, and prosecution of same. Now, in the Okuama incident, I would like to reiterate that we have an ongoing military operation there. We have been on ground, we have been supportive, we have not been missing in action. But the provisions of the Mark P doctrine that deals with our responsibility when military operations are ongoing is what we are following. Technology has been an integral part of present-day policing. These individuals are being tracked. We were with His Excellency the Executive Governor on Monday at Bomadi, where briefings were given. Effort is being made to ensure that the perpetrators of these heinous crimes are brought to book. If you listen to the clip you played earlier, the governor said it is not everything that comes upon that should come up on air. Military briefings are meant for on the need-to-know basis. We are working in conjunction with other security agencies, and I can assure you that we are making progress.
All right, Commissioner, so can you give us a situation report from the police perspective of the current situation within the Okuama community, especially given that as media we've been unable to gain access? So from the police perspective, from your own experience and what you've seen and the reports from your own police force, what is the situation report currently?
The situation in the Okuama general area, not just the community, is calm for now. Most of the places are deserted. I would not like to say more than that because, like I said, it's an ongoing military operation. And I think when these things are ongoing, it is better that things are not said that might aggravate or pass information to those we are looking for.
Have you gotten inside Okuama itself? Have you been able to, what are the casualty levels? Because we can't just say, oh, it's an ongoing military action, and we don't have journalists getting in there. We don't have an on-the-ground assessment of what is happening there. We are not in an autocratic regime. We're in a democracy. Democracy should bring about some level of transparency. And going back to the doctrine of what you say is a military action, it is the police that are supposed to be the first line. Why, when you have police and the military stepping into a matter, a communal conflict, that's supposed to be the police responsibility in the first place? So, have you been able to go into Okuama itself? Was there any damage on buildings? Were buildings touched? What's your underground assessment? We would like to know all of these facts, sir.
Our assessment, you will recall that Okuama and the Koloba community have been having what I call a perennial land dispute over fishing rights. The unfortunate incident happened when military officers who had gone on a peacekeeping operation were ambushed and they were killed. Now, since that incident happened, it has become what I call a military operation zone. Now, what I want us to do is to be extremely careful of what we do with social media reports. Some of the reports are not very, very accurate. We have not been able to move into this community. Yes, it is our responsibility as a primary line of defense in internal security. But when you have another sister agency conducting an operation, the reasonable thing to do is wait for them to finish. We have not been able for now to get into Okuama because of the volatile nature of what is presently ongoing around that environment.
So the support you are giving, are you telling me that the support is from afar? Because if you say you are giving support as police and the army has taken over Okuama, nobody can enter Okuama, then what is really going on? Because, I mean, we need a right of independent assessment of what is going on there. So you don't even know if buildings are touched, if buildings are damaged. It's just the army that is in Okuama as we speak today and they've taken over everywhere. Is that what we are saying? In a democracy?
I might not be able to accurately respond to this question. But what is important to note is that when these things are ongoing, we must seem to be collaborative. You also understand that technology has made some of these things easier and at the same time a little bit more difficult for us to be able to answer these questions appropriately. But I can assure you that very, very soon, very, very soon, we will be able to get in. We were in Bomadi, like I said. For us to get to Ikoloba and Okuama, you will need to get clearance. So we are working on this so that we can also ensure the safety of our people who are in those environments.
Well, Commissioner of Police, Delta State, let me ask you.
Yes, please, sir.
Yes. What is the exact nature of your involvement? Part of the concern is that this may spread. You say you have been to Bomadi. What other communities is your command trying to look after to make sure that there is no escalation? You know, there is an ethnic note to this. Ewurobo versus Ijo, and they are all over the communities. What's the extent of deployment to maintain peace in other places where there may be emotional feelings about what has happened? And then the governor said he met with security chiefs after the incident in Okuama. Were you, as Commissioner of Police, invited to that meeting?
Yes, please. I was part of the meeting. We actually arrived before His Excellency arrived and he was giving briefings. Now, I would like to state this clearly. The Nigerian police is the grassroots security agency. In every of these community, we either have an outpost or a divisional station manned properly by our personnel who continues to give us information and updates of what is happening. Now, if you know what Delta is, for me, Delta is more like a mini Nigeria. Every person is here. So it's not just an issue between the Urobo, the Shekiri, the Ujos, or whatever. This was an unfortunate incident between two neighbors, between people who are connected together. But we're on the ground, we are in our divisions, we are in our outposts, we are in our various formations. We are rendering our services, which is what the mandate of the Inspector General of Police is: protection of lives and property. We are doing this, not just in this community, but all over Delta State.
Right. Now, there are reports of 3 suspects that have been arrested across some of the media today. Can you give us more insight into the suspects that have been arrested and, how much closer we're getting to within this manhunt to capturing and bringing to book those who are responsible for this criminality?
When this incident happened, as is usually the case, the main perpetrators had basically disappeared into the creeks and to neighboring states. You will understand that Delta shares boundary by the waterways with a number of states. So these individuals who have been brought in are being questioned. Assurances that we gave to the communities is that for those who have nothing to hide, who are not involved, their security is guaranteed. But I think it will be too early for me to start telling you, yes, this is what they are saying, this is what we are doing. The manhunt is on. Once it happens, these people do not wait. They mingle with the community, they disappear into the creeks. Everything is being done, intelligence. We are looking for these individuals to ensure that the directive of the Commander-in-Chief bring them to book and bring them to justice is carried out.
Okay, Commissioner, a couple of things. I asked a question earlier. I'm going to go back to it. So who do you need to get permission from to be able to go into Okuama? And secondly, did the governor get to Okuama or Koloba himself? Because he went to brief the president and you went with him. And if you say you didn't get access, I like that. Did the governor see with his, like the Yorubas say, kuro eyes on the ground in Okuama what happened himself? Because if he didn't, Then I wonder what kind of briefing is going to brief the president. So they're able to see it. Secondly, I know police has drones. Have there been possibility of flying drones around even the place, the Okuama or Okoloba, to see what's going on? Because the police needs to be kept in all of this.
We have been. It's a collaborative responsibility and then engagement. For now, our drones are not deployed in that environment. The principle of MACP is basically the principle of military assistance when you have escalating conflict. And when these conflicts are ongoing, to ensure that they are what we call collateral, they are not what we call collateral damages, we allow the military. Now, when I say I'm not basically asking, you need to be sure that there are no ongoing present operations before you can move in. If you want to move in that there's an ongoing operation, you need to let the theater commander or the operation commander know that you are coming in. And it is important that the safety of the men we also deploy is also considered. And that is why I said it is collaborative. Once you are told it is ongoing, yes, it is ongoing. And in our movement to Bomadi 2 days ago, we were unable to assess. If you know the environment very well, you need to go through the Forcados river to assess these communities. You will understand that these are riverine communities. We have deployed our marine, we have deployed our gunboats, but we were unable because, like I said, ongoing operations, you cannot just in the midst of an ongoing operation go into that environment. It is important that we understand this.
Okay, so there's an ongoing operation there. The governor did not see Okuama itself and what happened on ground. And the governor did not see Okoloba. That's what I've been able to extract as facts. You two have not seen it, based on this collaborative effort. It's just they are telling you what's going on.
It is not that they are telling me what is going on. I have DPOs in that environment. I have station officers in that environment. I have intelligence officers in that environment. We receive briefings. And I'm saying this because it is important that we don't spill the bean. It's not everything that you come on air and say.
Okay, sir.
But if you understand that the Nigerian police is a police that covers the nooks and cranny of this country, you agree with me that if I have my divisions, I have my intelligence, my SIB, I have my outposts, I am receiving briefings. Even as we speak, these communities have their policemen on ground.
Well, Mr. Abaniwonda,
I have a DPO in Otu Jeremy, I have a DPO in Bomadi, I have outstations in these places. We are still functioning in those places. But when things are ongoing, we need to allow them finish what they're doing, and then we move in.
well, Commissioner, yesterday...
But we are on ground.
Yesterday, the National Assembly discussed the situation in Delta State in the light of this development in Okuama and Okoloba. And one of the resolutions by the Senate in particular is that the Nigerian government needs to recruit more policemen so that we don't have a situation whereby in many parts of the country, the military are overstretched, they are involved in operations. As you yourself admitted, the police have the primary responsibility. Do you agree with the view that you need more men? And in Delta State, do you even have enough men? Do you even have enough resources to be able to cover the space effectively? Hence, the Senate is saying more policemen should be recruited. Do you share the view of the Senate that the police will need more men, more resources? Are you under-resourced in Delta State?
I will not say we are under-resourced, but let me quickly say this. I've been privileged to serve at the Police Force Headquarters, which was where I was before my recent deployment to Delta State. Now, there is a policy of government that says recruitment of certain number of police personnel on a yearly basis. I am sure you are aware that this is ongoing. We have just concluded the examination for the most recent recruits that we intend to bring into the system. There is no security agency presently that will tell, yes, I have all that I need. It is an ongoing thing. Government is doing its utmost best. Once these exams conducted by JAM, once the results are released, the process continues. You know, for all of us who have retirement, you have wastage. So it is a process. In some come in, some go out. Yes, we need more men. More men are being brought in.
All right. Now, of course, there are rampant reports. Of course, we have to keep coming back to this because clarity is needed just to douse the amount of false information currently circulating. The governor did confirm that there were killings and that property has been destroyed in this community. As much as, of course, it is a key priority to make sure that we engage the manhunt, we hunt down the people who gunned down the army officers. Is there also an operation currently taking place to determine who is burning down these buildings and who is killing civilians, seeing as the army have said that this is propaganda? Is the police also pursuing this? And are you in a position to share some insights as to how this has transpired, since the army is saying that they do not have a hand in that?
You will recall that I said these two communities have been at loggerhead to the best of my knowledge, for the past 10 years or thereabout or more. And there have been killings and reprisal killings before this unfortunate incident. Like you rightly said, there have been the two communities, basically warring communities who have been at daggers drawn for some time, have come at each other. Individuals, in this environment, you have what we call the youth leaders, you have what we call, apart from the traditional leaders, you have youth leaders, we are looking at this, we are tracking, we are asking all the relevant questions to determine who is capable or who has perpetrated in either burning or unlawful killings. But until when we are done, you cannot come out and say, yes, Mr. X has done this or Mr. Z has done this. It's an ongoing investigation for which, even as we finish here, we will send to those who are higher above to do a review. We are checking. All these informations are coming in. My DPOs, my OC stations, my intelligence unit are giving us intel, for which I do not intend, and I think it would be inappropriate to disclose on telly.
Okay. I mean, you know, why we even still say, yeah, the police has been doing a lot as regards this, but I just want to get more facts. You know, when you were talking about your intelligence unit in Otu Jeremy, I know Otu Jeremy is quite far from, you know, the area of this thing. It's in the environs, but not totally in the Okuama itself. So is the intelligence team embedded with the military operation in the Okuama, or is only the military that is in Okuama now? Sir, I'm asking all of you so that we can get facts.
We have no.
Go ahead, sir. You have
we have our intelligence. Let me also clarify this quickly.
Yes, sir.
Let me also clarify this quickly. Okuama and Ikoloba are under my Otu Jeremy division, not Bomadi. My Otu Jeremy division has responsibility for these two communities. And that's why I've said we have our people on the ground embedded in the community. But I think it will be too early for us to start now giving names or also for the safety of these individuals.
Okay, so you have your intelligence team going on. So we wish you a lot of luck as we crack this. It is well. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you for talking to us this morning, sir.